Our Wendy's Male High School Athlete of the Week is one of the best football players, not just in Topeka, but in the entire state of Kansas. His name is Tre Richardson, a senior from Highland Park. The Scots are coming off their first win in 65 games this past Friday night, in which Tre went crazy with over 300 yards of total offense, 6 total touchdowns accounted for. And Tre, first thing I've got for you today, thank you so much for joining us. As a team, for Highland Park to go into that game on Friday to knock off Wyandotte, what was that like for you, not just as a centerpiece of this team, but as a student at Highland Park to be part of the team that snapped that long losing streak?
It felt good to finally snap the losing streak. Everybody be doubting us. Everybody thinks HP's not good because of that losing streak. And once we broke it, everything changed. Everybody want to come out. Everybody wants to be a part of the team now. But it felt good. We knew what we was doing leading up to that because our practices have been great. Energy's been great. Then everybody was ready to step up when it was time.
How motivated were you and your teammates going into the year knowing, hey, we've got this long streak. It's been a long time. We want to be the group that breaks that. How much did that motivate you going into this senior season?
It motivated us a lot because we could have been broke the streak sophomore, junior year. But we knew for sure we was getting it this year. Everybody was ready for it. Everybody was ready to step up for it.
Now, I've got to ask you about your performance in the game. I already rattled off some of the stats. 4 rushing touchdowns, a receiving touchdown. You even threw for a touchdown pass in the game, Tre. It was one of the best performances I've seen in quite some time. What was working so well for you? Was it something about what they were doing defensively? Were you just in the zone? What was working so well for you to put up that kind of career night?
I was just ready to break the streak, and by all means necessary. That means I got to score every play. I'm going to score every play. And I just knew it was that day after. And then the way they was guarding me was where we couldn't get no receiving yards or anything, so we went to the next best option, was just running the ball.
We're talking to Tre Richardson, a senior from Highland Park football. He is our Wendy's High School Athlete of the Week after a huge performance in week 1 in a win over Wyandotte. And you mentioned the way that they were guarding you and it opened up, hey, well, if they can't get me open in the passing game, let's go to the next best thing. Let's go to the running game. What were some of the things you worked on this year? I know that when you go off to college, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, you're planning to play a wide receiver position at New Mexico State. Have you tried to diversify your game a little bit going into this year to make it possible to get you the ball in any number of ways?
Yeah, because I used to play running back, so it's like I know all the stuff that running backs would know, but then also I know all the stuff receivers would know, so I can be used at each and every level we can.
You mentioned the fact that so many more people are coming out for the team at Highland Park right now, and you and your quarterback, Kewan Johnson, you guys obviously have some chemistry built from last year. You know a lot of the guys have played with him for a long time that are on the roster this year. How much does that help the team in general, and how much does that help you to have so much familiarity with the guys around you?
It helps a lot because having more people, we can have more coaches. And me and Kewan's been my quarterback since 7th grade, so we got a good connection. I've played with most of these players since 7th grade.
Now, I've got to ask you this, Tre, because I can go through all the stats and we can talk about, the award watch list you're on and all state and all city and all of that. For you, what would be your senior year scouting report for yourself? If someone was to say, hey, give me the scouting report, the quick scout on Tre Richardson, how would you describe your game and what you want your game to be here in your senior season?
I'll describe it as, I don't really know, it's like unstoppable. Nobody in the state can stop me.
Now, I also have to ask, I know after state track this past year, you gave a quote that was saying, hey, I don't even really like track all that much, but I am good at it. And you go out and you win a title, and I see you shaking your head right now. How much does that cross-training, though, the fact that you play baseball, you play basketball, you run track, and obviously you're going to college to play football as well, how much do you think doing all those different sports helps you on the football field in particular?
Well, track helps with keeping in shape, keeping your speed up, getting faster. Basketball, same. It's really the same for all of them. Keeping you in shape, keeping you up to speed, getting you some different type of movements in, and then staying ready for the football field.
Just a couple more questions with Tre Richardson, a senior from Highland Park football, our Wendy's Male High School Athlete of the Week after a huge week 1 performance in a win over Wyandotte at home at Hummer Sports Park. Tre, we've got a lot of football season left this year. We're through 1 game. You guys have another matchup with Schlegel coming up this week, and then hopefully a deep run in the rest of the season and into the postseason this year. What are some of the personal goals you've set for yourself here in this senior season?
First goal I had was to win the first game and take it game by game. But then after we won the first game, my goal is just to get us to at least pass the first round of playoffs, have a good record going into the playoffs, and then having more wins than losses overall.
Are those the same kind of goals that you guys as a team have set for yourselves, you and your teammates, head coach Jermaine Monroe? Do you guys all think you have pretty similar goals in that regard?
Yeah, everybody's main goal is to win.
Now, as we look ahead, Trey, past this season, I've alluded to it a couple of times. You have committed to go to New Mexico State to play your college football. So first things first, congratulations. I know that happened since the last time you and I got to speak. What was the draw of New Mexico State and head coach Jerry Kill? What do you think was the number one thing that made you say, yeah, I can see myself playing here?
The way he broke down everything and like how I could be used and like how I'd fit in and like what he wanted to bring to New Mexico, what he brought from TCU to New Mexico, his whole coaching staff, the way they made me feel there, and the environment there was all great.
What would you say is the thing you're most excited about starting with your college career? I know obviously you're going to want to get on the field, you're going to want to play, you're going to want to put up some of those crazy stats like you're putting up now. But what would you say if you had to narrow it down to one is the one thing you're most looking forward to when you get to start up in college next year?
One thing I'm looking forward to is seeing like the way he coaches and see how I fit in there.
One last thing I've got for you, Trey, just about the college experience. Did you enjoy the recruiting process? I think athletes in all different sports, they kind of feel different. Some, yeah, I love being courted. Some say, no, I just wanted to pick it and be done with it. What did you make of the recruiting process? Did you enjoy getting all that attention from schools and coaches?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, schools still be trying to like talk to me and stuff, but it was fun like having schools reach out and show interest in you and want you to get to their school.
Well, we can understand why there's a ton of interest in Tre Richardson. He is a senior wide receiver for Highland Park football. Over 300 yards of offense this past week in a win over Wyandotte, 6 touchdowns accounted for, and he is our Wendy's High School Athlete of the Week here in this first week of the fall. Tre, thank you so much for taking the time for us, man. We really appreciate it, and best of luck with the rest of your senior season at Highland Park, and best of luck at New Mexico State as well.
Thank you.